which means he will be confirmed a member and receive the Holy Ghost. All right.
Lovely. Kia ora whānau. This was exactly what it was like when Jesus was baptized. Exactly the same name. Jesus went to the River Jordan, right? Where his cousin baptized him. John the Baptist, right? And what happened was he was baptized and he was like you. He had no sin either, right? No sin. Pure. And he was dipped in the water by his cousin and he was brought out of the water. And you know what happened? The heavens opened. Just like this, see? Right in the middle of the clouds, all of a sudden the sun comes beaming through onto the River Jordan, and a white dove came down out of the sky and lit right on Jesus Christ's shoulder. A white dove, which was symbolic of the Holy Ghost being conferred on him. Magic, isn't it? It is just like that.
Why did we make a coat?
Today, you've been baptized. And when Joseph Smith and Audrey Cowdery baptized each other, they were told by God how to do it. And they were told that after that you would be conferred with the gift of the Holy Ghost. And this is something that was done way back when. When Paul, you'll read about Paul when you're a little older, but when Paul was walking along, he was on his way to Damascus, right? And he's on his way to Damascus because he's got a list in his pocket with all the names of all of the people in the church, and he's going to get them. He's angry at them, and he's going to get them. And he's walking along this road, and all of a sudden, guess what happened? Boom! He was hit flat on the ground by his, and when he got up, he was blind. He couldn't see anything. And for 3 days, he walked being led by his friends all the way into Damascus. And all the while, the Lord was talking to him. He was talking to his heart, he was talking to his mind, and telling him things are different now. He's never the same after that. And when he got to Damascus, he sought out the priesthood holder in Damascus. And that priesthood holder, who was on the list of people he was going to hurt, baptized him and conferred, with the laying on of hands, the gift of the Holy Ghost. He was the greatest missionary ever. The power of the Holy Ghost. When Jesus was on the earth, everyone looked to Jesus for all of the answers and all of the guidance. When he told his disciples, his 12 disciples who had been sitting around just like this, names, and he told them, he said, I gotta go. Very soon now, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go away. And they got scared. They said, oh no, you can't go. If you go, what happens when you go? And Jesus Christ said, don't worry. I'm gonna send the Comforter. I'm gonna send the Holy Ghost down to you. And the Holy Ghost was the promise of Jesus Christ. And when he went up to his Father in heaven gave him the gift of the Holy Ghost. He said, here you go, son. You're back here. You're going to be taking over. And here's the gift of the Holy Ghost. And you know what he did? He said, he turned around and gave it to us. And down on earth, what happened was after Jesus Christ rose, they waited, and they waited, and they waited for the gift of the Holy Ghost. And they assembled in the temple in Jerusalem, in one of the upper floors in there, and there was 200 priesthood in there, names, 200 of them in there. And what happened was, all of a sudden they were sitting there for 10 days, and they ate nothing, and they didn't talk, they didn't do anything but pray to God. And guess what happened? All of a sudden the wind came blowing in, right through the windows, and it blew all the candles out. And a flame came in and lit just above the head of every single man that was in that room. And they stood up as one. And those 200 priesthood holders went out into the courtyard of the big temple in Jerusalem, and there was tens of thousands of people there. And they walked around and they preached the gospel. When they were hiding the one minute, all of a sudden the Holy Ghost is in them, and they're preaching with power and authority in Jerusalem. And they're wandering around, and there would be a guy there who was Italian, right? Who would be going like, right? And what happened was, that priesthood holder who never spoke Italian in his life would come up and he'd go, "Hey, no Jesus."